Welcome to Cookbook Junction. I am your host, Silentia. Today we're frying up a golden, crispy classic with a story that stretches far beyond the plate. It's Czech-style fried cauliflower, or as my husband would say, smažený květák.
Smažený květák.
Thanks, honey. It might sound simple, but its roots go deep, crossing cultures, continents, and centuries. The recipe I'm using comes from the traditional Czech cuisine by Viktor Faktor, a historian and cookbook author who's worked to preserve the country's culinary heritage for modern cooks. The illustrations in the book are by Jiří Votruba, a beloved Czech artist whose colorful, whimsical designs have become iconic in Prague. You'll find his artwork not just in books, but proudly displayed in galleries, gift shops, and storefront windows across the city. My personal connection to this dish begins in the Czech Republic. I visited Prague many times with my husband, whose family is from there, and my father-in-law Ludwig is one of those home cooks who turns everyday meals into something special. Now, to make sure I pronounce Czech correctly in this episode, that other voice you'll be hearing will be my husband Patrick. How am I doing so far, honey?
Not bad.
Now back to fried cauliflower. It isn't just Czech. Its culinary journey began over 2,000 years ago in ancient Syria or Egypt. As cauliflower traveled along early trade routes, so did the idea of frying it. It was embraced by Jewish communities in Italy, as well as India, which has its own delicious version. Cauliflower itself is closely related to broccoli, cabbage, kale, and Brussels sprouts. It comes in several colors: white, green, purple, and orange, and is low in calories but rich in fiber, vitamin C, and antioxidants. So I have my cauliflower here, nice and clean. I have a small one for this cooking demo, and I'm going to cut around the stem first and detach the florets with my hands so I don't make too much of a mess. I have a pot of boiled water ready with about 2 to 3 pinches of salt. Boil the cauliflower florets just until they are tender, not mushy. Once drained and cooled, set up a classic 3-step breading station: flour, 2 beaten eggs with 3 teaspoons of milk, and some breadcrumbs. Now for half of the batch, I used homemade Czech-style breadcrumbs, which is more traditional. They're usually made from dried white rolls or leftover bread, which I've done here. I'm also breading some of the florets with Italian-style breadcrumbs. These are finer, pre-seasoned, and add a different kind of crispiness. Now, it's not traditionally Czech, but fun to compare since my husband loves both, right?
Yes.
Each floret is coated in flour, then dipped into the egg mixture and rolled in the breadcrumbs. I'm using a small deep pot with oil, heated to medium-high heat. Sunflower oil is the norm, but if you don't have it, it's not a deal breaker. Once I test the oil with a little breadcrumb to see if it's ready, I can fry the florets until golden brown like this. Let them rest on paper towels to soak up any extra oil. So on the left is made the traditional way with breadcrumbs I made myself, while the right side is made with Italian breadcrumbs, normally served with potatoes, but for now I can say I do have homemade tartar sauce. Now, for fun, my husband says only Czech people know who this little guy is. If you know, let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching Cookbook Junction. I hope you learned something new, and maybe you'll try your own version of this humble, historic dish. Don't forget to subscribe and check me out on Instagram and Facebook for more behind the scenes. How do I say see you next time?
Uvidíme si příště.
Oh, thanks, honey. Ciao.
Ciao.